use more time to film because you make so many mistakes.
Yeah.
Write it down. Write it down! With pen and paper! What's wrong with you?
Thanks, Venus. Alright, so this is the Boosted Board accessory guide for 2020. There's been a whole bunch of new products that have come out since the last time I made this kind of video, and since then I've actually removed a lot of the products off my board and installed new parts, which made my board feel a lot better. So I want to show you guys some new stuff, and why don't we just get started? Alright, let's go. So the first thing that you should buy if you are planning to purchase a boosted board is a helmet. A helmet is super key because having a head injury is definitely not cool, and you know, this specific guy is from Thousand Helmets. I love what they stand for. I love the look of the helmets, and I also have a set of goggles here because I also ride in the fall, the winter, when it's raining, when it's like everything, and just having that eye protection really helps in terms of when the weather gets really gnarly. So this is my helmet, and I think it's pretty cool. So get a helmet. It doesn't have to be a Thousand helmet, but I also highly recommend getting Thousand helmet because they are like the coolest thing ever. The Apple Watch after the Series 4 has this feature called the fall detection feature. So if I ever fell off this board and I have a crazy head injury and I'm unconscious and I'm on the ground, the watch will automatically call 911 and will provide emergency services to your location. So I highly recommend getting an Apple Watch, and there's also other things on top of the fall detection feature. It's like there's an app called Ride, which will tell you the battery life of your board as you're going to place to place. There's also like tracking that you can also do from the watch, and you can also do other things like listen to music and change the music right for your watch as well. So I highly recommend getting an Apple Watch if you have an iOS device. All right, so the second thing I have here is No, I just have it laid out here. Don't worry. It's okay. It's okay. Thank you. What does that mean? Was it that? No, this is like the third thing. I have this in the wrong order. Okay, so the second thing that you should get when you are planning to purchase a boosted board is belts. Belts and a bumper system, simply because if you accidentally hit something, then the bumper is going to protect your board. It's also going to protect other people and like other objects and things. It's probably just generally a good thing to have in general. I used to have the Flatland 3D hard plastic bumper. This had served me well. I've noticed that there is a little bit of wear and tear as you use this over time. I've moved on from this bumper, and now I use the Romp bumper. The Romp bumper is made out of a rubber material, and because it's made out of a more rubbery material, it lasts a lot longer. It's also softer, so it's not gonna have like hard impacts on anything. So I'm pretty sure you guys understand what I'm getting at here. So I now use the Romp bumper. Check it out. I think it's really good. Flatland 3D is also a pretty good product as well. I think one is better than the other. The second thing that you should probably get while it's same time getting the bumper is the Romp belts. Now, there's a lot of other belt companies out there, but I've pretty much only used either the stock boosted belts, which last roughly about 300 kilometers, or the Romp belts. The version 2 Romp belts, I've on average lasted about 1,000 kilometers before they broke. Now there's a version 3 Romp belt, which I have like now 10 of them. I just got them like a month ago. Just trust me, they work and they're amazing. Cool. The third thing that you should get as an accessory if you're planning to purchase a boosted board is music. Now, you might see a lot of people using headphones when they're riding their bike or when they're on the boards or whatever. That is specifically dangerous, simply because you can't hear what's happening around you, and like you can't hear when the board is falling apart. One of the biggest fears that I have when I'm riding on my boosted board is I won't be able to hear a sound that's going to tell me that the board is about to break. Sometimes the trucks break, sometimes the wheels fall off, sometimes like things just happen. And if I can't hear that's gonna happen before and take action before it does, then I'm probably going to like get really hurt. So I have an inherent fear of using headphones while using Boost Support. Instead, I use a Bluetooth speaker. The Bluetooth speaker has another ability of letting everybody know that I'm around them. So especially when I'm like on a bike lane and I'm like going around cyclists, this will automatically tell a cyclist that I am around them, and it'll give them like what's what I'm looking for? Yeah, so this alerts everyone to my presence, and it's just safer for everybody involved. So next, these are the Z-list bearings. That was recommended from someone in the Boosted community to get these bearings as opposed to anything else. These have built-in spacers, which are pretty amazing. They're ceramic. They're like basically the Rolls-Royce of bearings on the market apparently. Now, that said, I highly recommend to not get these. Right now, they're in my board right now, but I don't really feel like they've added that much to the board itself. And in all honesty, if you have stock bearings in your board, I just ride those until they break and then just buy whatever's the cheapest bearings that are name brand out there. Red bearings come to mind. They're about 20 bucks. Bearings are really cheap. You probably have to change them like once a year, but outside of that, you're probably gonna be fine. You probably don't need ceramics too. You probably can just use steel bearings because things rust either way. So the cheapest brand that I could find in terms of the motor bearing, which is a much bigger bearing than your regular skateboard bearing, these are the Flatland 3D bearings. These worked pretty well for a little while. They lasted me over a year and a half, and they're pretty good. You can also get Acer bearings. They're available on Amazon. I'll put a link down below. They're pretty good too. But yeah, this is the Pro Ceramic Flatland 3D bearings. In fact, I don't even know why I took these off. Oh, that's why, because they stopped. All right, never mind. Next up, Sunnies. Just get a pair of Sunnies. These are €5. Venus got me these €5 sunglasses from Portugal, and they've worked well. So just overall, just have a pair of Sunnies with you because, you want to see the rip. Okay, moving on. All right, let's talk about wheels. So my board originally came with 80mm wheels. These are the Kegel orangutan wheels. These were great until they stopped being great. Since then, I've moved on to the 85mm Kurugama orangutan wheels, and I have never looked back since. So if you're on a Mini S or your Mini X, or if you're still using a V2 with Kegel wheels, I highly recommend you get the Kurugama wheels because they're just gonna blow your mind. They are that good. The reasons are, one, because they're 85mm, they go faster. If you upgrade it to 100mm, it goes way faster, but you also lose braking power. So that 85mm is kind of that good middle point where you don't lose braking power, but you also gain more speed, which is really awesome. The Kurugama wheels are also curved on the edges, and what that does is enables you to go smoothly over lines on the road or bumps on the road really well. It's just a much smoother ride, and it feels a lot better than the stock Kegel wheels or the 80mm wheels in general. It also goes over bumps a lot better because it's a bigger wheel, so like it's all pluses and not that many cons. So if you are running on an 80mm wheel right now, I 100% recommend going to 85 because it's just that much better to feel the road. All right, so the final thing on this accessory guide is this. These are the pulleys that were on my Boosted board for the last 3 years. The teeth are chipped, the exteriors are pretty much beaten up, and for the last year I've been wondering, should I replace these with metal pulleys? Now, originally this idea came from when the Boosted Stealth came out, because that came with metal pulleys, and I was like, oh, so what does this actually add? Is it supposed to be more durable? It's supposed to be quieter? It's supposed to do all these other things? So I reached out to my friends at Romp. So I've purchased everything from Romp from my own money. However, I asked them if I could get a review copy of the Atom, see what it's actually all about. From what I can tell, so these things are made out of a much stronger aluminum than the original Boosted Stealth metal pulleys or the plastic pulleys that come with your Mini X, the Mini S, or the Boosted Plus, or even the V2 Boosted boards. And they're all compatible with the same pulley system, so that's why this works with all of them. So currently at this moment, I've only had them for a week. They seem a lot smoother ride compared to my plastic pulleys, but my plastic pulleys could be 3 years old. It also could be just the bearings that they also included with the Atom I have here. I don't have my full thoughts about this item just yet. However, these are the 3 things that you would need to know if you want to get something like this. So the Atom was made in tandem with the new V3 Romp belts, and because they're specifically designed to work with each other, what you should find is you should find better durability with the belts, you should find better acceleration, better braking power, and on top of that, these are made with a new type of space grade aluminum called 7075. I'm not sure if it's a new aluminum, but from what I can tell, this specific aluminum that they use with the Atoms are supposed to be a lot stronger than the boosted stealth aluminum. So this should be a lot more resistant to chipping, it should be a lot more resistant to wear and tear, and it should provide a much better longevity to your board. So I've only installed the Atoms roughly about a week ago. So as far as I can tell, they're really well built, they're really well made. They're machine milled from one piece of solid aluminum, which should increase the durability of the wheel as well as the structural integrity of the entire part, which is great. When I originally installed it, things were quieter as I assumed they would be, but they were also the ride was a lot smoother, which I was kind of really surprising. So as far as I can tell in terms of speed and braking power and durability, a lot of stuff, it seems like it's there. It's really hard to tell at this point until I'm gonna give like a full review probably 6 months from now to tell you guys an honest review about the Romp pulleys. But so far everything has been great, and like, yeah, if you're in the market for new metal pulleys, then go with these guys, because these guys so far have been the best ones out there on the market. So there you go. So that is my boosted accessory guide for 2020. You can also look at my old accessory guide from last year over here or here. I'm not sure which way it is. And yeah, thank you guys for watching. If you guys have any comments or remarks, leave them in the comments below and let me know if there's any other part that you want me to see. Okay, thank you guys for watching. Bye. Peace.